Picture this. You're standing in front of a woman whose opinion genuinely matters to you. Maybe she's someone you admire, someone you'd like to date, or simply someone whose respect you want to earn. The moment feels heavier than it should, because a quiet question keeps pressing in the back of your mind. What should I say? How do I act? How do I make sure she sees me as someone worth respecting? A lot of people assume respect comes from smooth talking, clever jokes, or pretending to be confident. But they overlook something far more powerful, a trait that thinkers like Machiavelli noticed long ago, and that modern psychologists from top universities still talk about today. It's a simple behavior, but rare. And when you use it, a woman feels a clear, almost immediate shift in the way she views you. It's not about being cocky. It's not about trying to control the situation. It's not about acting mysterious or trying to impress her. It's about one quiet habit, one way of standing firm that changes how she sees you almost instantly. Machiavelli saw leaders earn respect through this quality. Today, researchers say people with real value use the same behavior to earn trust without raising their voice or showing off. And the best part? You can start using it right now. No tricks, no playing games, no pretending to be someone you're not. Because here's the truth, a woman doesn't respect you because of what you prove. She respects you because of what you stand for and what you won't let go of just to get her approval. In this video, you're going to learn the one steady, quiet, and powerful action that makes a woman see you in a completely different way, instantly. Let's begin. A quiet check. Many women make. Before a woman learns the big details about you, your career, your history, your goals, she usually notices something smaller but far more revealing: the way you react to the world around you. She pays attention to your behavior long before she cares about your achievements. She watches how you handle stress, how you talk when things don't go your way, and whether your actions match the things you say. A woman observes how you deal with uncomfortable moments. Do you stay steady or do you snap? Do you stay true to who you are, or do you shift your behavior because you want approval? Do you keep your word, or do you make promises you don't follow through on? These tiny things say more about you than any long explanation ever could. People naturally test the strength of others, not to hurt them, but to understand them. It is part of human nature. We check whether someone is dependable, whether they can stay calm, and whether they have a solid center. Women do this too, even when they are not aware of it. She isn't trying to confuse you. She isn't trying to make you angry. She isn't trying to play tricks. She just wants to understand what kind of man you truly are. She wants to know if you can stay balanced when life becomes tense. She wants to feel that your emotions don't swing wildly. She wants to see whether you can stay yourself even when the situation becomes awkward or stressful. So she pays attention to quiet, simple moments, tiny situations that reveal who you are inside. Maybe she asks a sharper question to see if you can stay respectful. Maybe she disagrees with you to check whether you stay calm. Maybe she shows up late to notice whether you handle it with patience. Maybe she makes a small joke about you to see if you can laugh instead of getting insecure. None of this is meant to create drama. It is simply her way of understanding your emotional stability. Every woman is quietly asking, do you stay strong even when things feel uncomfortable? Do you hold your ground without becoming rude? Can you handle pressure without losing yourself? She watches for these things because they show your inner character, your confidence, your honesty, and your ability to stay steady. Here is the part many men do not realize. A woman starts to lose respect the moment she sees you abandon who you are. If you pretend to be someone else to impress her, if you hide your real thoughts because you are scared of losing her, if you agree with everything just to keep her happy, she does not feel secure with you. She feels uncertain. But when she sees you stay honest, patient, and calm, even in small moments, her trust and respect rise fast. When you tell the truth kindly, even if it's uncomfortable, when you keep your boundaries without being harsh, when you stay patient instead of exploding, when your words match your actions, she feels something strong. She feels safe around you. She feels your strength. She feels respect. Because a woman respects a man who respects himself. Respect does not come from acting tough. It comes from quiet confidence, self-control, honesty, and staying loyal to your values. That is the silent check many women make. And the way to pass is simple. Stay true to who you are, stay steady, stay honest, and never throw away your self-respect for someone else's approval. That is how respect begins. That is how a woman recognizes your value, and sometimes she sees it within moments. A steady core mindset that women notice immediately. Throughout history, people have admired those who stay true to themselves, not people who refuse to learn, and not people who hide their feelings, but people who have a steady inner center. This same principle still works today, especially in relationships. Many women can sense it right away. Women tend to respect a man who has this steady sense of self, a man who doesn't change his whole personality depending on who he's talking to, a man who doesn't shift his mood just to get attention, a man who doesn't shapeshift into someone else in order to fit in. When a man seems unsure of who he is, a woman often pulls back, not to be cruel or controlling, but because uncertainty makes her feel emotionally unsafe. If his behavior changes from moment to moment, it creates a shaky environment. What most women respond to, often without even thinking about it, is a man who knows his values, his beliefs, and the kind of person he truly wants to be. Modern psychology calls this self-concept clarity, which simply means you understand who you are and you don't abandon your sense of identity just to be liked. This doesn't mean being rigid, it doesn't mean forcing people to follow your way. And it definitely doesn't mean rejecting growth or new ideas. It means having a stable inner base, something solid inside you that doesn't disappear when someone challenges your opinion or expresses frustration. Women find this deeply grounding. It creates a sense of emotional comfort. When she sees a man with self-concept clarity, she relaxes because she knows what to expect. His reactions don't feel random or tied to whether she approves of him. Women respect men who enjoy admiration but don't depend on it. Men who can listen without losing their own direction. Men who can say yes with confidence and no with the same calm strength. This kind of emotional steadiness is naturally attractive. When a woman watches a man stay true to himself during uncomfortable moments, when he doesn't perform, pretend, or over-explain, when he stays calm even when life gets messy, her respect for him rises. It shows her he has an inner compass. It shows her he won't collapse under stress. It shows her he is anchored, not easily shaken. Women don't expect perfection. They don't expect a man to hide his emotions. What they value most is a man who knows himself and stands in that truth with quiet, real confidence. This steady core mindset is the root of genuine respect. Without it, charm or effort can only go so far. With it, connection becomes deeper, safer, and far more powerful. The quiet habit that makes a woman respect you immediately. There is a simple habit, quiet, steady, and powerful, that makes a woman respect you almost instantly. It has nothing to do with muscles, money, fancy words, or trying to act tough. You don't need to pretend you're emotionless, and you don't need to dominate anyone. This habit comes from how you treat yourself. Here it is. Hold your boundary calmly when it truly matters. No yelling, no trying to control her, no manipulating, no forcing anything. Just choosing to honor yourself first. A woman gains respect for a man the moment she sees he has limits and can protect those limits with a peaceful, stable attitude. She doesn't admire a man because he talks about what he believes. She respects the one who lives it. When you keep your boundary with calm confidence, a woman instantly understands important things about you. You don't abandon yourself to get approval. You are not pretending or bending your values just so she will like you. You show that your self-worth is not for sale. You stay steady under pressure. Even when things get tense, you don't explode or break down. You can disagree without drama. This emotional balance is far more attractive than loud confidence. You're not terrified of losing connection. She can sense when a man is afraid to upset her and walks on eggshells to keep the peace. But when you show that you care about the relationship and care about yourself, she sees true strength. You follow your own inner code. People respect those who stay consistent even when challenged. Real respect comes from calm self-control, not force. When a woman sees you hold a boundary with clarity and peace, something shifts inside her right away. She sees strength. She sees direction. She sees emotional maturity. She sees someone who can protect his own life, not by controlling others, but by being centered in himself. This single habit earns more respect than charm, style, looks, or status. Those things may get her attention, but this is what makes her value you deeply. It isn't dramatic, it isn't loud, it isn't aggressive. It's quiet, simple, and powerful. Examples: if she speaks to you in a tone you don't like, you don't snap back and you don't brush it off. You say, "Let's talk respectfully. That matters to me," calm and direct. If she cancels plans last minute without a good reason, you don't get angry. You also don't act like nothing happened. You simply say, "No worries, let's pick another day," and give space. That quiet distance sets a clear boundary. If she pushes you to do something you're not comfortable with, you say, "That's not something I want to do," without guilt or long excuses. A woman respects you because she sees something uncommon. A man who doesn't fight or hide. He just stands steady. That moment of calm strength is when her respect rises. Immediately, not eventually. A new scene of quiet confidence. Picture this like a slow-motion moment in a movie. You're spending time with a woman you genuinely enjoy being around. Maybe it's your first time going out together, maybe you've been getting to know each other, or maybe she's someone you've admired from a distance. You like her energy. Her laugh feels warm. Her attention feels good. You want this moment to go well. You're sitting across from her, maybe at a small cafe table, maybe on a park bench, maybe somewhere peaceful with soft light. The atmosphere feels easy, relaxed, almost comforting. Then it happens. A tiny comment, a little joke, a small remark that doesn't land right. Not cruel, not loud, not dramatic, just slightly disrespectful, enough to make you feel something inside shift. Many men freeze here. They feel unsure. They don't want to seem touchy or too emotional, so they smile or laugh it off even though it stings a bit. They pretend it didn't matter, but it did. Other men react in the opposite way. They get irritated. Their tone gets sharp. They feel they need to defend themselves immediately, so their reaction becomes tense or frustrated. But neither response creates respect. Laughing it off looks like you don't value yourself. Snapping back looks like you're easily shaken. There is another way, a way most women notice right away. You pause for a moment. You take a calm breath. You stay connected to yourself instead of trying to keep the moment perfect. Then, without raising your voice, you look at her gently and say, "I prefer being spoken to kindly. Let's keep things respectful." Your tone is soft but steady. Your expression is calm. Your words are simple and direct. No anger, no coldness, no emotional storm, just quiet honesty. And in that moment, something shifts. A woman feels it on a deeper level, not as fear or guilt, but as understanding. She sees your strength. She sees your self-respect. She sees your willingness to speak up instead of shrinking or exploding. She realizes you're not chasing her approval. You're not trying to avoid a little discomfort. You're not pretending things don't hurt when they do. You didn't challenge her. You didn't attack her. You simply stood for yourself, with steadiness. Your calm shows maturity. Your clarity shows confidence. Your boundary shows inner stability. This is strength without stress, confidence without cruelty, leadership without trying to dominate. And women notice this immediately. It stays with them. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was rare. It's the kind of moment she might think about later, the kind of moment that quietly changes her view of you, because she sees a man who respects himself, a man who won't collapse under pressure, a man who can speak honestly without hurting anyone. That's when she looks at you differently, with respect, interest, and admiration. And that is the moment she says to herself, "This man is steady, this man is genuine." That is the moment a woman truly sees your strength, when calm confidence changes the whole moment. There is a reason many women react so quickly, almost immediately, when a man stays calm, steady, and sure of himself while setting a boundary. This reaction isn't random or mysterious. It comes from simple, well-known psychology. Experts who study emotional intelligence often point out that people naturally trust someone who can stay composed under stress. When a person keeps their balance in a tense moment, they come across as mature, reliable, and emotionally stable. Women notice this very fast. Researchers in social behavior also show that when someone sets a clear, respectful boundary, others see them as confident. Not rude, not controlling, just confident. And confidence that is relaxed and quiet earns respect. A woman doesn't look for a perfect man. She doesn't need flawless answers, endless charm, or heroic moves. What she responds to most is something deeper, a man who is grounded. A grounded man creates emotional safety without trying hard. He becomes a calm presence. He can guide a moment without pressure. He moves through tension without shutting down or blowing up. He chooses how to respond instead of reacting blindly. This is uncommon, and women feel the difference. When you calmly keep your boundary, something inside her shifts. Her body softens, her mind becomes clearer. Her respect rises almost instantly. Why? Because in that moment, she feels four powerful things. 1. She feels safe. Not just physically, but emotionally. She can sense that you won't become unpredictable, angry, or passive. A calm boundary tells her you can handle difficult moments without falling apart. 2. She feels drawn to you. Attraction isn't only about appearance. It grows when a man shows emotional strength and self-control. A steady boundary is a clear sign of that strength. 3. She feels respected. By setting your boundary kindly, you also show respect for her. You're not attacking or blaming, you're simply being honest about what you need, while still treating her with care. 4. She feels closer to you. Boundaries can actually deepen connection. Clarity builds trust. A woman trusts a man who openly shows where he stands. Honesty and steadiness make her feel more connected. These four feelings, safety, attraction, respect, and connection, are powerful together, and they all begin with one simple action: you staying calm while holding your boundary. When she sees this side of you, she doesn't just notice it, she feels it. She feels safer around you. She feels admiration for your strength. She feels gratitude for your honesty. She feels comfort in your steadiness. She feels trust because you stay true to yourself. Her respect rises quickly, not over weeks or months, right away. In that moment, she sees the difference between someone who reacts from fear and someone who responds with strength, and that difference stays with her. How to live with steady confidence. By now you understand the idea. A woman reacts with respect when a man is calm. She feels safer and more connected when he stays centered instead of getting pulled around by emotion. But the big question is, how do you actually live this? How does a man move through the world in a way that naturally earns respect? Not by pretending, not by acting tough, but by being steady inside. These are the practical steps. 1. Know what you stand for. A woman cannot respect a man who is unsure about his own values. She needs to see that you understand what's right for you, what's wrong for you, and where your limits are. Clear standards create trust, not control. Think about what kind of tone you accept in conversations, how you expect to be talked to, how you want to be treated in a relationship, what behavior drains your energy or feels disrespectful, what behavior brings comfort and closeness. When you know these things, you stop wobbling. And when you stop wobbling, she sees someone solid. 2. Speak calmly and directly. Women respond to a man who communicates with steady presence. Not yelling, not begging, not pushing. Just honest, simple truth spoken calmly. It sounds like, let's keep things respectful. I prefer straightforward communication. That doesn't feel right to me. I'm not okay with that. Short, clear, even-toned. You're not trying to win an argument, you're just stating your truth. Calm words show emotional balance, and emotional balance earns respect. 3. Don't over-explain everything. When you explain too much, it can sound like you're unsure of yourself or hoping she agrees with you. A confident man makes a choice, says what he feels, and then lets it rest. He does not give long speeches, justify every decision, apologize for having boundaries. A simple statement delivered with certainty carries more weight than a long explanation filled with worry. 4. Be the same man every day. Respect grows when your actions match your words over time. Anyone can talk about changing. Anyone can promise improvement. But consistency is what proves who you really are. If you say respect matters, show it daily. If you set a limit, hold it even when it's uncomfortable. If you ask for honesty, be honest yourself. Consistency brings stability, and stability helps a woman relax and trust you deeply. 5. Match her respect with warmth. Being firm is important, but firmness without warmth feels distant. A woman doesn't want a cold wall. She wants a steady man who can also be kind. When she speaks kindly, respond with appreciation. When she listens, acknowledge it. When she shows softness, meet it with presence. A man who can protect his own space and offer genuine warmth feels complete. She sees reliability and heart at the same time, and that combination is powerful. When you know your values, speak clearly and calmly, don't over-defend yourself, show steady behavior, balance firmness with kindness. You naturally become a man a woman can respect, trust, and feel close to. And the best part is, you don't have to fake anything. You're simply becoming a grounded, clear, calm version of yourself, living from real inner strength. The quiet truth. Every woman recognizes. In the end, past the conversations, the small moments, the mixed signals, and all the things left unsaid, there is one feeling a woman understands deep within herself. A woman doesn't look up to a man because he tries to show off. She doesn't respect him because he tries to be flawless. She doesn't admire him because he brings gifts, cracks jokes, or says perfect lines. Her respect comes from something much deeper. A woman respects a man who refuses to walk away from who he really is. She notices this instantly. She senses it in his voice. She notices it in the way he carries himself. She feels it when he moves through uncomfortable moments without losing his center. She sees it when he holds his boundaries without anger or fear. When a man is true to himself, calmly, consistently, without giving in, she sees something rare, something strong, something she can genuinely respect. A woman respects a man who doesn't break under pressure, doesn't pretend to be someone else, doesn't beg for approval, doesn't erase himself just to please her, doesn't trade his values for attention. A man like this stands out. He isn't loud, he isn't dramatic, he isn't needy, he is steady, he is grounded, he is centered. And around a man like that, a woman feels safe. A woman can trust a man who trusts himself. She can admire a man who honors his own truth. She can relax with a man who doesn't throw away his identity to be liked. She can follow a man who leads his own life with clarity. She can connect with a man who respects himself enough to create respect in the space around him. A woman doesn't want a man who tries to control her. She wants a man who can control his own emotions and choices. She doesn't want a man who makes her feel small. She wants a man who makes life feel steady and predictable. She doesn't want a man pretending to be confident. She wants a man who shows real, calm confidence. Confidence that doesn't have to shout. When a man lives from this place, when he keeps his balance no matter what, something powerful shifts. She sees someone she can trust, someone she can admire, someone she can respect, someone she can open her heart to, someone she can build a real future with, someone she chooses to stand beside because she wants to, not because she must. That is what true respect is. Not forced, not demanded, not begged for, not earned through tricks. Respect grows from presence, from calm strength, from truth, from self-respect. And that is how a woman feels respect right away. Because the moment you stop trying to impress her and start being grounded, the moment you stop chasing approval and start standing in who you are, the moment you stop giving up your own truth just to be liked, that is the moment she sees the real you. And that is when respect begins. If these words reached you, if something inside you felt clearer or stronger, don't stop here. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because your path toward becoming a calm, confident, respected man is only starting. Women notice men who choose growth, and this channel is where that growth takes shape. Step into this journey. Step into the man you're meant to become. Type I'm becoming stronger in the comments if you watch this video all the way through.